Welcome to our review of the Nomatic McKinnon Camera Backpack. This is the 25-liter version, which I will be calling the Mini Pete, because that's a much better name. So Aaron gave me this guy to test out, and I've been rocking it around Hong Kong for about 3 months now. And it is a very different bag from the Major Pete. So this guy here is my light camera bag. So this is when I go on light shoots, when I have only one bag of stuff to bring. On heavy days, I also bring a suitcase. So we're gonna see what out of here can fit into here and if this bag is right for you. So let's get right into it. So let's talk about the gist of the Peter McKinnon Nomatic 25-liter. I've had an opportunity to use about 100 bags over the past few years due to Nomads Nation. And in the past, my favorite everyday carry bag was actually the Wonder Duo. It's a fantastic bag, really well organized. But since I've been using this guy, you gotta be honest guys, this is pretty much up there in top of my favorite bags. Might even say the new king of EDC. The biggest thing for me is that this bag feels extremely light, even when it's packed out to the max. Even though the bag itself weighs 3 pounds. It's not the lightest bag in the world, but it feels lighter than that. I think it's because they made this bag slightly narrower than most camera bags, so it's really well balanced around your back. Also, this guy doesn't carry as much as the big boy down here, and the straps are nice and wide. So maybe this is why I feel like it's so good. So an important note here is that this is a hard shell backpack. It stands up by itself and offers a ton of protection. Let's talk about the specs of this bad boy real quick. Capacity, as I said earlier, is 25 liters. It's clearly styled like a jetpack, especially with the water bottle holders out like that. So it's priced at $395 US, but that comes with a lifetime warranty against manufacturer defects. So the materials of this guy on the Nomatic website says it's 80% nylon, 20% polyethylene, which basically means it's tarpaulin. Tarpaulin is a durable and waterproof material. And if at any point throughout this video you feel like, oh yes, this is the bag for me, the first link in the description will bring you to their site, which will give you the best price and also support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel. Thank you very much. So let's talk about the front of the Peter McKinnon Nomatic 25-liter backpack. So as you can see here, we have these things here which look like air vents. These are not air vents, but they are meant to be little hooky things so you can strap things across here. Personally though, I've used similar systems on other bags and they really don't do as much as they say. Stuff that you put on it doesn't really stay there. So I never use that feature because my stuff tends to fall off. Moving on to the branding over here, nice and subtle, not too loud, nicely done. Then all over the front here, we have a tarpaulin material which is waterproof and durable. As I said, I've been using this bag for 3 months and you don't really see a lot of scuffs or any problems like that. Can you? All right, so that's about it. The front is quite short, so let's talk about the middle. Since we're in the middle, the most obvious thing to talk about would be the water bottle holders. There are 2 of them, one on either side. And there's a bit of controversy with these here. So you see, when they're not in use, they're nice and flush because they have these cute little magnetic holders here, keeps everything nice and tidy. But they are large, so large in fact, that I've lost quite a few cans of coffee just by using these. Let's test it out. This is a 17-ounce Lark water bottle, and I put it in here. So lots of space for this to wiggle around, and it is not secure. So this is a 34-ounce water bottle, and okay, this feels nice and secure. Still a lot of space left. Fits just about right. This is because this is not a water bottle holder after all. This is a tripod holder, because if you look above here, you see these little loop-de-loops. This is so you can strap your tripod down to the side and it just sits in here real nice like. Demo time. So when you have this guy here, it seems to fit just fine, but we also need the strap to keep it nice and secure. So let me get that strap. These are the straps that are designed for this bag and they are sold separately. Let's go through it real quick. So these little hooky things here, they have a metal clip and they go through the loop here. Also, they have a little buckle in the middle so you can easily open and close these. And the buckle even has a little latch so that it doesn't slide so easily, so your tripod stays nice and secure. Let's attach this. 1 side, 2 sides, nice and easy. Open it up, tripod in, close it up, tighten this by. So this strap here is plenty strong, but I feel like it's slightly over-engineered. Fact is, I don't really use that strap on my bag. I don't use these because what happens quite often is that this little hook here comes undone, and then I'm just left with this plastic yoke holding it. That's pretty strong, but still think it's more complicated than it needs to be. Furthermore, since there are 2 of these, there's one on either side, I usually go with tripod and a light stand on this side. And light stand's quite a lot narrower than the tripods. So this hook actually has a kind of a minimum distance, and my light stand is too narrow for that. So what I ended up doing is actually using Velcro band like this. Now, I would say this is an easier solution. Fits through here. Once you have it looped through here, it'll basically live on your bag and it'll be fine. Don't get bright yellow because it looks stupid, but get a black one instead. Unfortunately, I cannot recommend that you buy this separately, since this is like a really well engineered piece of technology. It's made by Duraflex. Yes, it's really well made. Yes, it's strong. But when a cheap Velcro piece will work just as well and is more convenient to use, just go with this. Sorry, Nomatic. The rest of the bag is fantastic. I just can't put my face behind this. Speaking of the middle, there's one thing that you may have noticed is there's no quick access camera pocket. A lot of bags will have this feature where you can, I can swing my bag over in a hurry, unzip it real quick and take my camera out. And personally, I found that whenever I do that, I'm worried that I'm just gonna either drop my camera or drop whatever else is rocking around in my bag. And I always put my bag down anyways. And I would much rather have just 2 pockets, tripod, light stand, be sorted. I think that's a really good decision by Nomatic, and I stand by it. Furthermore, opening up the whole bag from the back, accessing my stuff like this, gives me access to everything I need, because I never need just the camera. You know what I mean? Lights, stands, whatever else. Speaking of the middle, we're moving on to the top part here. As you can see, this nice little water-resistant zip compartment. Now the zips are not YKK. In fact, we don't know who makes them. It's not said on the website, but they slide well. And I've been stuck in plenty of rainstorms and things have been fine. Let's open this up. So this is my favorite compartment here, because all of my stuff just gets thrown in there, and it's super easy to access, because here's what I do. When the MTR or whatever, I need my stuff, I go like this. One zip, I get access to all my big stuff. And as you can see on the top here, there's a neat little pocket for all my little stuff, which is where I keep my headphones and my keys. And so anything that's scratchy goes in here. Anything that's bigger, what I currently have in here is SD card holder, portable battery. By the way, these little ones are fantastic. And lens caps and a lighter and receipts. And as you can see further on, we also have some micro organization on the side here, just a little bit for little items like, I don't know what you're gonna put in there. Maybe extra keys, extra SD cards. Lens caps would actually be, oh yes, 3 months and I learned nothing, man. Overall, yeah, top compartment rocks. Very happy. Now, only criticism that I would have after I put all my stuff back is that with these zips, we have a little bit of a mess going on here. Now, even though they have labeled zips differently, so the back panel zips have these nub and the top have these pipe things. 3 times out of 10, I will open the wrong zipper because I just grab whatever happens to be in my hand. So this is why I recommend tactically pushing the backpack zippers to the side and then leaving the top ones hang like this. But overall, I don't see what they could have done differently with this design, but it's just something you should know. I know I talked about this before, but if you look at the width of this bag, it's about this much narrower than standard camera bags. So in my opinion, this is what gives it really good balance, so that when I'm carrying this around, it pulls me straight down instead of pulling to the back. So overall, this is my favorite bag, because it feels light. It feels a lot lighter than it is. The weight distribution is fantastic. So that's about it for the middle. So let's talk about the most interesting part, which is the back of the bag. Starting from the top handle here, nice and comfortable. But when you pull it up, it pulls the back straps out. So if this bag is carrying some weight to it, the back straps are going to be hanging around like this, which isn't ideal, unlike the Duo, which has a much better back top handle. So this handle here does not get a lot of use. So I'm glad it's there. It's practical mostly for taking the bag off and putting it back on. Moving on to the shoulder straps. The shoulder straps are, in my opinion, just right, just wide enough. They fit my body really, really well, but I am the guy who sits behind the computer a lot, so I'm like this. So for me, it feels comfortable. My wife would disagree. But one thing I gotta note though is that when you put this bag on and there's some weight in it, what happens is that this back strap handle gets curled up every single time. And this is, I think, because this material is a little bit grippy. I would have loved to have something a little bit more silky down here, but it's a small complaint. Overall, the straps themselves, as you can see, they are not the softest, but this is kind of how I like it. I'm pretty happy with this. There's a little padding here and it's quite dense afterwards. Of course, this bag comes with a chest strap. Just take it off and just leave it off. A bag this small does not need a chest strap. It is just very annoying to attach it and even more annoying to take it off. Moving on to the back here, the back panel works well enough. The ventilation is nothing to write home about, but it's not overly hot either. There's a little luggage pass-through handle here and a cool little pirate logo. And the padding is dense, but it's okay. I think it feels all right to me. Moving on to the side of the back panel, there's this laptop compartment here, which is enough to fit a 16-inch MacBook Pro, but can it fit? So the beast is a 17-inch laptop with like a ton of RAM, a big ass. It's basically a gaming laptop that looks kind of like a business laptop. Let's see if you can fit it in here. I haven't tried this before, so can we fit? Can we fit? A little bit hanging out here. Ah, it fits the beast. So some bags have a thing called a false bottom. This is where they stitch this part here closed so that when you drop your bag, boom, you don't drop your laptop on the ground. Now there is padding on the bottom, but no false bottom. However, personally, what I use this compartment for are notebooks, receipts, and an iPad. Okay, let's open it up. The part you've all been waiting for, the glorious inside of the bag. Again, nice waterproof zip, satisfying to use. Ta-da! This is what she looks like. And see, the main compartment itself doesn't have much organization at all, except for cubes or except for dividers that are both sold separately. So as you can see, the main compartment here doesn't have a lot of organization at all. So when you're getting the pack, you have options. You can have the bag with a ladder system, which is just Velcro stuff, or 1 or 2 camera cubes. One of my favorite features actually is over here, is that you can access the shelf from the inside of the bag. This means that when I'm accessing my things from here and I'm like, oh, I forgot something into the shelf, I don't have to close my bag and then reopen it. This means I can open this up, goes like this, I can get what I need from here, like spare SD cards, and put it back together. And the best part is that there are little magnets up here and they keep everything nice and neat when the bag is not in use and it's just It's just lovely. It's really well designed here. But what if you don't want to have this shelf here? Well, this is good news because this whole thing is removable and reconfigurable. I have it currently configured to have a larger central space because I use this as a camera bag, but more often than not, it's my everyday bag. So this can comfortably fit a 6-pack of beer and some chips, or 3 cartons of milk and some food. But basically anything I need to put in here, it's just a giant throw all, and then I put it here and it's in my bag and it feels secure. But suppose you don't want that, you want to have just a smaller space. Now what you can do is you can pull this guy here, boom. Now you have a smaller space on the bottom, a larger space on the top. Alternatively, you can undo these 2 clips here and the whole thing just comes out slowly. It's not meant to be a fast process. There we go. Unvelcro, this is gonna be loud. One giant empty hole. So we're gonna pack this out in a minute, but first I wanna talk about this back panel here. What I like about it is, again, keeping things very simple, and this nice mesh is not very stretchy, but I can see through it and the zips really easily. I have my hard drive, some chewing gum. One thing I would say about these zipper pulls though is that I have managed to just like remove them by accident quite a few times. Happens, but they're pretty easy to put back. Time to see how much the mini Pete can fit when compared to the big Pete. Opening bag number 1, opening bag number 2, big Pete. So, this is what my work life looks like. We've got everything you need from clips, Velcros, charcoal tablets, SSDs, batteries, lights, another light, selfie sticks, couple of lenses, and a box of tech. As I said, first things first, Velcro system. Or as Nomatic likes to call it, the ladder system. Putting this in here. Okay, first thing, camera is XT4. This is kind of a small camera. If you're using full frame, you can imagine it being a little bit bigger. Just mapping out the space real fast. Light, is that gonna close? Yeah, that'll close. Put it that side. Tech pouch. In here I have basically sound equipment and top handle and batteries. This has to come with me. Last shoot, I actually just put this guy on the top here. It fits just fine. But let's see, for quickness of packing, let's see if I can put it on the side here. Yes, I can. Second lens. Certainly useful. But now we get to the tricky part because this light is battery powered. So I'm gonna need to put in some batteries. Gonna need to put this handle and this bad boy in here. I think I have enough room. And then accent lights is what I also want to bring. I might need to change bags, lads. Right, packing. Ladder system, let's go. Top shelf goes in here. Next we gotta do the space for the camera, keep it nice and safe. Put this guy here to there. Lens, batteries, little divider in between these guys. Should be about it. Space I have. Can also fit lights. So I put Velcro pads on the back of my lights, which means I can just plonk them anywhere. Nice. Okay, I guess they go in the top. 1, 2. Spare SSD goes up here. Spare SD cards up to the top again. Headphones for audio monitoring into the little zippy pocket. Okay, so this one's a little loose. I want to put another Velcro piece around here. That's not an ideal solution, but it'll work. And this means I now have space to put my light here. Little square of room for my Insta360 and lots of space around my camera. For the bag of giblets, the bag of giblets basically contains like ball heads and little mounts and stuff, so useful stuff. Pen and notepad, obviously useful for taking notes on set. Laptop compartment along with all my receipts. Okay, here we have a capacity. Lastly, of course, tripod, light stand because I brought a light, selfie stick, one little Velcro on the left, one little Velcro on the right, and we're good. You're not going to want to see me Velcroing things together. That's not terribly exciting content here. So that's been a really, really handy little thing to have to secure us. So yeah, this is what I mean. You see how tight this is? This is why I'm saying to use Velcro instead of the Nomatic things, because even with these items in here. So yeah, so what do you think? If you like this, leave a like. So far this has been really standard for packing things up. So just like, any camera bag will have the ladder system. But let's talk about the cubes, because I'm a fan of the cubes, but I really dislike them at the same time. You'll see in a second why. Okay, so Nomatic sells these separately. When you buy the bag, you have the option to get just a bag, the bag with the Velcro things, or a bag plus either 1 or 2. Now, personally, I recommend getting these, even though I think it doesn't fit as much stuff. But if you are getting a smaller bag, then you don't have that much stuff to carry, right? So let's see if I can fit all of this into this challenge 2. The first challenge you're gonna find is here. This is an X-T4 with a cage. Now this is a really relatively small camera, and when you put it into the cube, it doesn't fit. Okay, what if I put it this way? Nope. Can I put it sideways? Nope. So this is my one gripe with this, is like, hey man, you can't fit an X-T4. This is not a large system. So what you're gonna have to do, you're gonna have to take the lens off and pack it that way. So X-T4 goes in here, and then we'll take some of these Velcro things. They're basically identical, so you don't have to worry too much about them. And then I need to build a protector for my camera first. So as you can see, the organization of this is a little bit annoying. Halfway mark. There we go. And then I can attach another Velcro to the side here. So yeah, I'm having a bit more difficulty putting all these things together into one cube than I would into just the bag itself. Can I fit a second lens here? Nope. That's for this bag. Okay, can I put the light in here? Yes. Can I put little lights in here? I can. Can I take the batteries and put them in here as well? Maybe. Yep. Small lens goes there. Giblets go here. So since this guy is not going to fit in here, it has to go on the top. That means everything from the top has to fit in here. Cable and stand hand thing. SD cards. Okay, I think we did it. I think we did it. Yes. Out you go. So yeah, this one, I know you're cringing right now, but it's because I just lost it. I don't know where it is, and I don't know how to find it. I'll get a new one eventually. Yeah, we're good. Perfection. Same stuff, same bag, just has cubes. All right, this is the end of the improv. So now, you might be thinking, are these gonna fall on the floor? Surprisingly not. So you might be thinking, do I want to get these cubes, or do I not want to get these cubes because they are extra, but maybe I need 1, maybe I need 2. Here's my recommendation. I say get 2 cubes. The reason for this is it still fits the same amount of stuff, but more importantly, you don't shoot every day. So that means when you take these guys out, you just put them packed ready to go on the shelf or in your dry box, and then you just have a perfectly good EDC with lots of room for whatever you want to throw in there. And if you're thinking of getting just one instead of two, I'd still get two because it's photography. You're gonna start accumulating gear. I mean, this is like a tenth of the stuff I have. So get two using the link. Let's move on to the pros and cons of the Nomatic Peter McKinnon 25-liter backpack. I'm gonna do cons first. Con number one, the water bottle holders here are pretty controversial. In fact, when this is packed up, literally look like you have a jetpack on your back and then these little things over here flapping. But when it's closed, it's not an issue. Con number two, it's a hard shell and it's clunky, but it's what you'd expect from a camera bag, but you know, still a con. Con number three, this padding here is quite hard. Personally, I like it, but it's a bit hard. Con number four, this bag is expensive. It's $305 US at the time of recording. Let's move on to the pros though. Pro number one, this thing is extremely versatile. It has enough room, has enough space to be a gym bag, it has enough space to carry your shopping or all the camera gear you need on a light day. And the back organization here is really, really nice. It's kind of minimal, but it's an extremely versatile bag. Pro number two, it's hella waterproof. I've been stuck in plenty of rainstorms and I've never worried about it, and this inside has always been dry. Pro number three, it's a hard shell bag and stands up on its own. It's a huge benefit. A lot of bags don't, even camera bags. So if you have looked at the pros and cons and you're like, hey man, yeah, this is the bag for me, then please use the first link in the description. That link makes sure you get the best price, and it also hugely helps out our channel. Thank you so much. However, let's say you're like, yeah, okay, I weigh the pros and I weigh the cons and I think I'm gonna go with something else. Here are some alternative bags that you should get. Alternative one, Big Pete, because you're a big boy, you got a lot of gear. Alternative number two is the Peak Design Everyday Bag. It's a similar idea to this, but the organization is slightly worse in my opinion. The shelving system kind of flops around. And alternative number three is the Wander Duo, the previous Tav's top bag, because it has a lot more organization and is equally versatile. We've done reviews on all of those bags and you can find those in the links below. If you have any questions and stuff, put them in the comments below and Aaron or myself will get back to you personally. Thank you so much for watching. This is Nomads Nation. I've been Tav. Peace out.